As you noticed, this isn't a Walking Dead video. Let me just explain myself really quick before you jump into it. Basically, I averaged it out. I'm gonna finish The Walking Dead either 2 days before or 2 days after Transformers Rise of the Beasts comes out. And the reason I want to get this video out before Rise of the Beasts is because if the movie is good and everyone just likes Transformers all of a sudden, the whole premise of this video is gonna fail. So I have to shove it out now. Don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna wait another 2 weeks to release The Walking Dead Season 5, maybe. It'll be out in like 4 days after this one. This is gonna be a video essay about the potential of Transformers and how it's probably all gone by now. But let me jump into my head-ass take as fast as I can. And that is that with the proper people behind it, the Transformers could not only surpass Marvel and DC, but probably obliterate them. Alright, now let's load the music, get the boom and the other thing, and let's start now. Now, these movies have a lot of problems. More problems than I'm comfortable with, because I am the biggest Transformers fan in the history of Transformers fans. But we're going to be trying to fix them today. Try to, show you guys how a Transformers movie could be good if you just either simplify it or you just understand the material that you're given. Starting off with our first problem, which I'll admit isn't as big as the other ones in retrospect, but it's still one of the biggest problems. And that is the humor of these movies never works. It's worked like twice.
We went to get you a tighter shirt.
There isn't a tighter shirt. We checked.
Now, the main problems with the humor in these movies is that it's either super middle school targeted, or hell, even elementary school targeted. Or it's just that everybody hates each other and the Transformers and the humans are just fighting all the time. Now, an easy fix for this, I think, would be to make the Transformers movie humor sort of awkward humor.
Are you Samuel James Witwicky, descendant of Archibald Witwicky?
And the reason I think awkward humor would work with the Transformers is that Transformers and humans are very different. For example, Transformers are 20 feet tall beings that can bend and distort their bodies in ways to transform into vehicles. We're just 6-foot pieces of flesh. Full disclosure, guys, even though I'm a Transformers mega nerd, I don't know how you could make the movies funny. But our second type of humor, which I think is more frustrating than the other one, is that everybody just hates each other. Transformers and humans hate each other. The Transformers themselves hate each other. Let me start by saying this. Transformers arguing is honestly something that would work really well, because they are super old. They know each other inside and out. So maybe if a Transformer were to fuck up or something, you can have another one chime in like, we're millions of years old and you still don't know this, and then they fight. And yeah, that would be funny. But that's all that happens. They never get along. The only one that would probably get along with Transformers is Optimus Prime. And if he's not bossing them around, he's not even talking to them.
He's in a bad mood. He's not talking to anybody today.
They're also really racist. I know, like, this is just get rid of it. And anyways, one of those humor things segues us into our other problem with these movies, and it's dynamics. Like I said, nobody gets along. There's no such thing as a real relationship in Transformers movies. People are kind of just friends, or they're just dating. The most developed characters we have are literally Sam and Michaela, and we all know how that ends. Not necessarily people, but Transformers should get along super well in these movies. Like I said, they're very old. They're millions of years old. They should know each other like family that they've spent literally all of their life cycles around. It doesn't just frustrate me that they're fighting all the time. It frustrates me that they barely even communicate with each other. We do get glimpses of what I'm saying in the movies. We see that Transformers do work really well in combat together. But that's what I mean, and that is what I think gets me the most mad personally, is that we get glimpses of really good things in these movies. We just never expand on them. We get a good showing that these movies have potential to be really good, but then it just all gets flattened by either shitty jokes, crap writing, dumb plots, etc. Next up is Transformers and humans should also not necessarily get along super well, but writing relationships between Transformers and humans shouldn't be as hard as they make it seem. Transformers are very old, and in turn they're very wise because of how old they are, but their differences with humans can still make them learn. We do get glimpses of this in Transformers Dark of the Moon. I want to talk about this example right here as it perfectly supports my claim that I've just said. Optimus Prime has made a mistake. He feels really down on himself. That's when Sam Witwicky tells him that making a mistake doesn't mean he should damn himself. It just means it makes him human for a change. He means that, like humans, Optimus can learn from this and either try to fix it or apply it to the next time. Then we cut to the climax of the movie. Sam is attacked by a Decepticon ship and saved by the Autobots because they were never even planning on leaving. This, in my opinion, is a big missed opportunity. Imagine how much more powerful this scene would be if instead of just this random Transformer saying, "Yeah, this was our plan, we splashed back down," Optimus told Sam that he was planning on leaving, but after Sam told him that making the mistake isn't some damning decision, Optimus had a change of heart and instead decided to come back. Of course, in this scenario, the Decepticons wouldn't have blown up the ship. Maybe the Autobots would have done some sort of stealthy thing, I don't know. Then on the flip side, humans are a very young species. We've only been around for about 4 million years. So Transformers can be a good guide and show humans how a species can downfall if they make these wrong choices, and what are the correct morals to have if you want a long-lasting species. Humans, especially in these movies, are pretty misguided, so having some wise robots like the Transformers showing them what's right and what really is wrong could be some pretty interesting things to watch. The biggest problem with the Transformers movies, and that is that the plots of these movies are never that good. Now, instead of just introducing new custom plots that I've made out of my own 5th grade imagination, I'm gonna be either fixing or sort of rearranging the plots that have already been established in these movies. So let's work our way down. Now, the first movie's plot is alright, if I'm being honest. I don't really have a problem with this plot. Now we have the second one. The whole Fallen stuff, the Fallen wants to suck the sun dry. There is no fixing this. Just gotta remove it completely, you know what I mean? But there is a little tiny glimpse of something. Now, there is one scene in Transformers 2 that has something that honestly gave me some stupid idea that I'm about to share with you guys. Now, humans have expressed a want for the Transformers' very advanced weapons because they're robots. What about a movie where the Decepticons go to humans first, try to, give each little individual or continent, I guess, because they wouldn't know about countries and states, all of our complicated things. What if the Autobots' job in this movie is to stop the Decepticons from instigating a world war or something to that effect? And then somewhere near the end, the humans see how war has absolutely ruined the Autobots and Decepticons, how they simply just fight whenever and wherever they are. So they get a change of heart and decide to help the Autobots win. And then it ends with a cool Optimus speech about how humans are very optimistic and he loves them and he's gonna protect humanity forever until the sequel where the Decepticons nuke the Earth. And I think this plot would also work because it makes the Decepticons live up to their name. We see this sometimes in the movies. The Decepticons are good at one thing, and it's the thing they should be best at: deception. Now, I hate that a lot of Transformers media doesn't actually have the Decepticons doing what their name literally is: deceiving people. I mean, look at this word, okay? Look at it, deception. Let's add a C right there. What does that spell? Spell it for me. So having the Decepticons deceive some humans would be pretty cool to watch. And then plus we got our action with the Autobots and Decepticons as the Autobots are trying to stop Decepticons from starting this war with humans. By the way, the reason Decepticons are doing this is so they could have Earth's resources once humans have completely obliterated each other. Or they could do it to where, in exchange for weapons and advanced technology, humans give Decepticons resources willingly, and then after they just completely wipe each other out, the Decepticons take what's left, which probably won't be that much. Alright guys, now the third movie's plot is it's pretty stupid. We're also not gonna try to fix this one. And now we have the probably longest part of this video, but the most interesting part of this video if you ask me. Age of Extinction. This movie's bad, really bad. It's actually terrible. And most of the reason why is because this movie has 16 different plots all going on at once, and some of these plots are polar opposites, so combining them just doesn't work. So let's start off with the first one, and this first one is interesting because you could interpret it into the 3 other plots that are in this movie. So basically the first plot of this movie is a guy, a well-meaning father who's an inventor, is down on his luck, finds a cool truck, and he's like, I should strip this truck for parts, make some money for my daughter so she could go to college. And upon looking through the truck, he realizes that it's an Autobot. So then his daughter and his friend are like, hey, we should turn it in for money, get money. But then after the Transformer reveals himself, by the way, Optimus Prime, they realize that he isn't soulless, he has genuine feelings. He's a living thing. So then after getting caught harboring a Transformer, they sought to take down the corporation, trying to kill them and Optimus Prime. It's a solid ass plot, not gonna lie. Along the way, the Transformer and the human become very close friends. They're both willing to do things for each other. For example, the human is willing to let his daughter be shot in the head for the Transformer. I'll admit this is a little extreme. And the Transformer is willing to give up his one moral that he established for this human.
You know we don't harm humans.
This is an amazing plot, not gonna lie, you guys. And when I say you could integrate it with any of the other plots, or let's get over the 3 plots briefly before we dissect them later. We have the one about the Transformer hunting the other Transformer, and then at the end the Transformers fight for action value, of course. Or maybe they realize the corporation is hunting the Transformer because they want to strip him for parts and make him into a new Transformer. Or maybe the people hunting the Transformer and the human are evil government bad guys and they have to take them out together. Okay, this third one doesn't sound that good, but you see what I mean? You could integrate them. Now we have probably the easiest plot to adapt, and it's the super strong, super ruthless Transformer hunting the Autobots with his NPC army, and then the Autobots have to protect home, which is Earth, because the super ruthless Transformer is tearing apart everything in search for these Transformers. It's a simple ass movie, guys. After this bad guy is defeated, the Transformers are like, humans, yay, we saved you. And then they're accepted by humanity. You can have a dumb action movie. They're Transformers, guys. Now we have one plot that could be separated into 2 plots, and it is in this movie. And it is that Transformers are being hunted. Starting off, this plot is good no matter what, if you do it right, because it makes them vulnerable. Most of the time we see Transformers, they're just perfect, super choreographed, amazing fighters. But who's hunting them? First off, we have humans who don't want them destroying the planet anymore after they've already caused death and destruction. This makes a lot of sense on the human side of things. And you can either make this movie a mission to escape Earth, but I don't think that would work at all if I'm being honest, or them searching for redemption. And on the back you have Decepticons still attacking Autobots, but at the end the Autobots find a way to show humans that they're not all the same. Decepticons are evil, Autobots are good guys, everybody lives happily ever after. Next up, they're not being hunted by the government or by humanity, but in fact by an evil company who's making a robot army for themselves. You could introduce Galvatron this way. Of course, Transformers being hunted, in my opinion, would only work well if it was a sequel. I don't think a first movie of the franchise would be good if it's about the Transformers being hunted. So maybe in the movie before this one, you kill Megatron. And like I said, you could introduce Galvatron this way. In Age of Extinction, I like how the initial idea of Galvatron being introduced was he came out of Megatron's body. Of course, the execution was definitely something else. And then after Galvatron and his new robot army are introduced and they turn on humans because humans were never in control of them, humans have to get saved by the Autobots because it backfires on them. Here you could have, instead of Transformers searching for redemption, you could have them be angry with humanity, and I think here a mission to escape Earth would be good. They want to get out of Earth, they don't want to stay here anymore, especially now that they've just destroyed themselves by making new Transformers. But then our human lead, or leads, doesn't matter, have to convince the Autobots that humans make mistakes, once again like in Transformers Dark of the Moon. And the Autobots get convinced to stay. So yeah, then at the end, the Autobots save the day. They defeat this new Galvatron and his new human manufactured army. And then the humans swear to never turn on the Autobots again. Now we have the plot to Transformers 5.